conducting the census all across the United States, and particularly as we start here in Mississippi in 2019, but around March of 2020, we hope everyone will be receiving a postcard. And that postcard will tell you how you might be able to go online, or a number that you might be able to call, or how you might be able to respond, even I'm sure by mail, Maryland, and so that we can get you counted. It is critically important that we count everyone in Mississippi. So as governor in 2019, I reached out to the Secretary of State, asking to begin this process. We began to work with our federal partners. This is not something that happens overnight. It is not easy, but it can be done and must be done. It goes back as far as we can remember, and as those that went even into the Holy Lands to be counted. And Mary and Joseph, we will count today. We don't want anyone to be afraid. There is no reason to fear the census. It is critical that we count every citizen, every person, not just people who've been living here perhaps, or people that think they may not want to be counted. We want to count everyone. So today I will be signing an executive order. The executive order will be establishing the Mississippi Complete Count Committee, the Complete Count Committee for the 2020 census. I'll share a little of it with you. Again, whereas the United States Constitution requires a 10-year census, and whereas it's vital that all households, that everyone in every household in Mississippi be properly counted. The census will determine the federal government's distribution of $675 billion. A portion of that will certainly come to the state of Mississippi based on our census. It will also, census determine how many elected congressional representatives we have in the state of Mississippi. So our congressional districts are based on representation as reported by the census. The United States Census Bureau has designated the governor as the administrator of the state of Mississippi for the 2020 census. I'll be delighted to hand on that responsibility to someone else on or about the 18th of January, Mr. Secretary. Now, therefore, I, Phil Bryant, Governor of the state of Mississippi, with the authority of the Constitution, do hereby establish the Mississippi Complete Count Committee. You see the representatives here today. I want to thank the mayor for being here of our capital city. Mayor, thank you so much. It is important that mayors are involved, that county supervisors are involved. Circuit clerks, Mr. Secretary, as you know, because they have a voting role. We will involve every agency in the state of Mississippi to gather information about those that live here, those that are not only citizens of the state of Mississippi that should be counted as part of it. I want to welcome all those that are being part of it today. Marilyn Stevens, the Regional Director for the United States Census. Marilyn, could I call on you for just a moment to talk a little bit about the census and how important it is to your entire region, and particularly as we're concerned to the state of Mississippi?
Mr. Governor, I want you to know you're the first governor, and don't tell the other six, in our region that I have produced you the first 20 census coming up.
Good.
Yeah, I'm going to be in lots of trouble. When we met with the governor 2 years ago, and we've been on an airplane, one of the things that we talked about is that the state of Mississippi wanted to have the best count ever. It has a unique population because it has 25% of the population are minors. And usually children are the undercounted group, especially 0 to 5. So the governor made a commitment to me, and he said, we're going to form a complete count committee. And we're going to ensure that we're counting all Mississippians from the DeSoto County all the way down to Harrison and across. So that's why this is important, it's very important. In a census, we know that number one, we are going to take a census. April 1st, everybody breathing on U.S. soil is to be counted. Number two, they're going to redraw lines from congressional districts to state house, to state senate, to school districts, to voting districts, not based on who's there, but based on who the numbers say who's there. And then the governor talked about the $675 billion in resources for programs like early childhood education, Head Start, foster care, school lunch programs, to talk about bilingual education, senior programs, veterans programs, SNAP, WIC. There are more than 132 programs based where that $675 billion per year $7 trillion. And the governor says Mississippi wants its piece of that $675 billion pie. And then what else we know? The money doesn't follow the need. The money follows the numbers. So everybody breathing on U.S. soil in Mississippi on April 1st, stand up and be counted.
Be counted. Thank you, Marilyn. You can see why I am doing this, because she told me I better. And Marilyn's going to make sure we get everybody counted. Everybody's going to stand up. Thanks to IHL for being here. Students on college campuses must be counted, so it's important that all of us be a part of this. The great thing about forming the Census Complete Count Committee is I get to select a chairman for that committee. Someone has to take the responsibility, wake up every morning thinking about how we get this complete count. I called on a good friend of mine who served in the Mississippi Senate when I was lieutenant governor, who's had vast experience in government and is going to do an excellent job, and Senator Giles Ward. Senator Ward, thank you for accepting this chairmanship. We'll get counted.
Thank you for the honor, and we're gonna make it best.
Thank you so much. And Dr. John Green, the director of the Center of Population Studies at the University of Mississippi. Dr. Green is one of the foremost experts at the University of Mississippi and truly across the nation. And so we're going to be working with that university and making sure that we follow the standards and protocol necessary to get the most accurate count that we can. And of course, Secretary would be Emily Kruger, who is a fine attorney in my office and is going to make sure that we are connected every day through the governor's office and helping Chairman Giles Ward and his responsibilities as we move forward. So I'm going to sign this executive order, and then we will be here for discussion with anyone in the media. I would like to say to everyone listening and everyone out there, please be counted. This is the time that Mississippi will need for you to step up and complete your census documents, and let's all make sure that everyone gets counted in 2020. So we're off. Let's go count.